Shalom. These are the brothers from Gms Charlotte. We want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakar, Kadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and double salutation to the elect Akim that's pushing his word out there in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the world, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
Today we're going to get into various topics, mainly the topic of Esau and the coming destruction of Esau. Because Esau got to go into captivity. First they got to, get taken out of rulership, and after that they got to go into captivity for 1,000 years, and then, be exterminated as a nation. And you can clearly see, like, this kingdom is falling through what Trump is really doing to, like, really making the economy worse than what it is. And it's crazy because earlier today I seen something on the news talking about the economy basically it's on a Wile E. Coyote little phase, and it's going to jump off a cliff. But in all actuality, it been jump off the cliff, because it's been in, I think, in $22 trillion in debt, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just a matter of time, it's just going to hit that ground. And the year that they're expecting it to hit that ground really is 2020. And that's, to be honest, that's only 2 years from now. So to say that they predicted that the Lord can speed it up to have it this year, next year, or in really 2020, but that's their prediction, because Trump, he doing all these trade wars and really furthering the economy in more debt. And I'm gonna bring a news article right quick.
Trump, he basically doing it because Trump ain't got no power. It's the elites, man. The central bankers, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, all the elite bankers, the so-called Illuminati, man. They the one that control Trump, man. The U.S. Leaders over here. And what they want to do is crash this economy and come out with a new world order, which is one of their things of the new world order is to implement the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man, amongst the people. So in order for them to do that, man, they got to have a setup, a collapse of the dollar. Mainly the collapse of the dollar ain't going to push the chip and have all these American citizens, not only the American citizens, but the whole world, to trust in their governments, man, and trust into that RFID chip, which is going to be the new currency, the new way of people to, buy and sell things, man. Everything going to electronic phase, man. So the Lord, is clearly, showing the signs that we closer and closer to the downfall of America, man. Because how the brother been saying, man, America economy is crashing, and it's been crashing ever since 10 years ago, man. Ever since the 2008, when they had their last stock market crash. So it basically was free falling from off that cliff. The only thing it's doing now is waiting to hit the ground, man. Waiting for it to, the dollar collapse, man. But brother, say he got an article, so we can go ahead and get into it.
This is on CNBC News, and it reads, Trump's economic stimulus will fade in 2020 when Wile E. Coyote will go off the cliff.
Okay. So basically, they were saying about 2020, how the brother say, that it can be before 2020, man. They just saying that, they still giving people a little bit of hope, the time to live it up, man. But the Lord said he coming back as a thief in the night, man, unexpected, man. When no man, or nobody know the time when the Lord is, is coming. Because these people, if they get comfortable, the dollar about to crash in 2020, so we still got time, to have fun and live it up, man. We got 2 more years. But the Lord gonna come unexpected, man. See, they say 2020, man, really not to put fear in the people, man. So you're gonna have many articles before the year 2018, how these, bankers and these people that deal with, money and stuff, saying that the economy gonna fall in 2015, 16, 17, 18, but now, although we know we get closer and closer to the collapse, but they always been saying that they had a certain limit, a time limit that the economy gonna crash in the past couple of years, but it never happened, because all of this is in the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And say it ready to fall off that cliff, man. Like the coyote off of Looney Tunes, man. That's what they're comparing it to, the Wally Coyote. I mean, how the coyote like to run after the road running, and the road running down, run so quick that he can jump off the edge of the cliff trying to get to it, man. And so basically, that's what the economy is gonna be like, man. That coyote falling off the cliff of that edge, man, and gonna crash.
Birkenet says, and this on one of the former central banker, like one of the top elite, former U.S. Federal Reserve chairman. You know, he's a former chairman of the U.S. Reserve, the U.S. Federal Reserve, and it reads, the economic effect of President Trump's $1 trillion tax cut and $300 billion bump in federal spending will wear off in 2 years, and then in 2020, Y.E. Coyote is going to go off the cliff.
So basically, you know, they got a set time. They're thinking that, you know, after these so-called cuts that Trump made, he's going to only be effective in about 2 years, man. But they don't really see America. They look at their economy like, you know, like they the only economy, not knowing that, you know, you got other countries that they do business with, man, already getting rid of the dollar, man. So these other countries taking their money away from America, and they, you know, they jobs and start doing the business with America. It could, like I say, this economy can fall quicker than what these people think, man. You know, you got Trump putting tabs on, you know, Mexico and Canada, you know, the EU, their own allies, man. You got them talking about trade wars against, you know, China and Russia and all, and the EU, all these other countries that are doing business with the dollar, and they're not knowing, man. And they know, but Trump basically want to do it, man. He's doing it because he's set up. He's gonna do it to further put this country into an economic crash, so they can implement that RFID chip, man. But the scriptures say that we're not supposed to be ignorant to Satan's device, man. We're not ignorant about this propaganda about the U.S. dollar crashing, man. We already know that the dollar is going to crash, and the main thing they want to do is chip everybody, man. They main New World Order planning, trying to implement, man, or succeed, man.
That would line up inconveniently for Republicans with the next presidential election. Congress Budget Office forecasts have the stimulus lifting economic growth this year 3.3% and then 2.4% in 2019, but it slowed to 1.8% in 2020, last little part. The stimulus also makes the Fed's job more difficult. Burnett said the central bank is in the process of raising rates to more normal levels after a decade of historical lows as the economy recovered from the financial crisis. And in all actuality, it never recovered from the financial crisis, because if it did, the economy, you would really see an improvement of the economy getting better. Here they said it's recovered from the financial crisis, but they're saying it's basically going to get worse by 2020. That doesn't make any sense.
Because all the past 10 years since the 2018 stock market crash, the only thing America did was got more into debt, man. Debt after debt, man. So it really didn't recover, man. They just kept, you know, taking money from the central bankers, you know, they're taking loans and getting help from Europe, these central bankers, to the point now, you know, that the debt is so much, you know, innumerable that these other countries don't want to deal with it. Why? Because it leading to debt amongst these other countries, man. And you know, and they don't want to, you know, do business with a country that's falling, man. And that's why you're starting to see World War III coming to a hedge, man. Coming to the point that, you know, these nations going to gather and trying to fight for leadership, man. Who's going to be the top nation, man. That's why America starting up this World War III and trying to put sanctions on these other countries, man. Because they want to remain as the superpower, but they losing it, man. They losing it, but the only way they can try to keep these superpowers is through war. But the Lord got a set time for America, which is Babylon the Great, to be destroyed, man. The Lord said we will have healed Babylon, we will have done it, but it's not healed. And we're not going to heal it, man. And they said how for her, man. You know, cause the Lord is tired of America's wickedness, man. They're pushing homosexuality. It pushes on GMO food, do or die will, man. Lesbianism, you know, witchcraft. You know, you got you Negroes, Latino, and Native Americans, which are the Hebrew Israelites, man, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. Y'all out here doing all type of wickedness, man, following after these false idols, man. These idols, you know, these false gods, man. You know, doing all type of drugs, man. Got all type of weird hairstyle, and all type of tattoos. You know, 2/3 of our people is bugged out, man. And the Lord didn't set up the nation of Israel to be that way, man. He set us up to be a classy people, man, a high royalty people, man, that follow the law, statute, commandments, man. But our people want to love to do their own thing, man. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua got to destroy the 2/3 and deliver the elect, the ones who he are going to have mercy upon and see on the earth that doing his will and having faith in him, man, that do care about his words, man, and his son Yahweh Shai, man, and their heritage. But 2/3 of our people don't care about Yahweh Shem Yahushua or their heritage, man. So they're going to be destroyed right along with the enemy, man, the so-called white man and these other nations. Yeah, get that.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these things take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
And the Lord said a taunting proverb, man. They taunting America, man. You know, you got the China, got the petro yen. They dollar being the #1 currency now, man. Over the America dollar. You know, so you got all these other countries that business is flourishing because they move to the Chinese dollar, man, like Russia, India, you know, some of the countries in Africa, you know, and Brazil, and, you know, a lot of other countries leaving off from America dollar and joining the Chinese dollar, man. So that's taunting, man. You know, talking about how America's system is about to fall and crash, man. And the Lord, the scripture said that, read it again.
This the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these things take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Yeah, because it said, woe to him, woe meaning destruction, that increases that which is not his. I mean, in America, man, the so-called white man didn't discover America, man. Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. All these other scholars that came over here during the 14th century saying that they discover America, man. You already had, inhabitants of this land, which are the Israelites, man, which you go back to the Northern Kingdom, and the Native Americans, which are the Gadites, the Seminole Indians, which are the Reubenites, and the Mexicans, man, which are Issachar, man. You already had this land discovered, man, years before the so-called white man came over here to the Americas, and before they took the America, Central America, and South America from the indigenous people of the lands, man. So the Lord said, woe unto them that increases that which is not his, man. So the Lord bringing destruction to the so-called white man for all the wickedness he done, man. Because he don't do nothing but rape, rob, and murder, man. Go around with his military and bring destruction to these, these lands, these people land, the people that already over there, and set up his, his policies, rip them from all their natural resources, putting them in debt, making them trust in their banking system, man. So the Lord said, woe unto them that increases what is not his, man.
How long? And to him that layeth himself with thick clay.
And that thick clay represent debt, man. That's what we have here in America, man. America was once known as the superpower that all these other countries look up to America, man. They send their children over here to live a wealthy life, man. They send their products and stuff over here by the ways of the ships and stuff, the merchandise ships, by air, and they make money off of America, man. But now, that thick clay, man, that debt is such a alarming rate. Now these other countries don't want to deal with the American system or deal with the American dollar, man. Now they don't make so much money off of America. They got enough money now that they can support their own self, man. And America is on the downfall because America is an import country, man, not an export, man. The reason why America's so wealthy and got a good business, had a so-called good business, because it was making money from off the goods of these other countries, man. Mainly like China, Taiwan, Korea, all these other countries, like them. They basically make the products for America and sell it to America so they can make their money. And really, America don't make nothing to sell them, man. To sell to them and make money off of them, man. So basically, man, America, once these other countries take away their products and stop doing business with America, especially doing these trade wars and these tariffs, man, cutting off certain products and merchandise and not to come into America, that only going to lead to a quicker downfall of this economy crashing, man.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
The counsel of the Lord, who the world called God, which his name is Yahweh, and his son name, who the world called Jesus Christ, which is Yahweh Shah, in the Paleo Hebrew, saying that all these prophecies and all these events taking place, they are the one that create everything, man, and make and set it up on why the so-called white man in power in these other nations, and why you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the Israelites is on the bottom, man, for being disobedient to the power of Yahweh Shah. So all these things that are taking place, the Lord say he the one doing it, and in the end, he going to destroy the so-called white man when Yahweh Shah come back with a host of angels, what they call UFOs, the chariots, and to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. And he going to also have America, which is Babylon the Great, going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire in this up-and-coming World War III. And the Lord the one said he's going to end it, man. He the one who created all things from the beginning and to the end. He going to finish his work, man. And he said no other, man. So these false gods that our people like to worship, man, and the so-called white man like to esteem and push out onto the world, thinking that they are the true power, that they're going to find out that all them false gods and them idols that our people follow and worship is not going to help them, and they're going to find out that the only true power is Yahweh Yahweh Shah, man. Continue on.
Verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
So Esdras been asking the Most High, about the times, man, about when the time of the kingdom is going to take place, and all the wicked and these heathens is going to stop it, and be under subjection under the nation of Israel, man. Because the Lord only chose one nation, man. That's the nation of Israel, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. The rest of these nations are not part of the covenant, man, or part of the promise, man. The rest of them is going to go into slavery after Yahweh Shah come back and set up his kingdom, man.
Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born.
So those are the two main characters in the scriptures, man. Jacob, which are represented you Negroes, the forefathers of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the seed of Jacob, man. Through the scriptures, man. And Esau is the forefathers of you so-called white people, man, which are the Edomites today, man. So that's why there's so much contention amongst the so-called black man, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans against the so-called white man. Because we will represent Jacob and they represent Esau, man, the main two characters. That this transition is about to take place for him, man. Who's going to be the ruler and who's going to be the servant, man, the slave, man. And right now we the servants and the slaves and then you so-called white people, man, you Edomites, man.
Of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So when these two nations, babies or men was being born, Esau and Jacob, when they was born, the Lord said that Esau came out first, and Jacob came after. With Esau, when he was holding on Esau's heel, representing he's going to pull out through the prophecy, and at the end, in the last times, that represent that the Lord is going to set up Jacob to rule over Esau, man. That wasn't meaning he had his hand on his heel pulling him out of rulership, man. And the way you're going to do that is with Yahweh Shai and the elect Israel, man. And they'll get Genesis 25, 21 to back it up. So the world we coming into, Esau, you so-called white people, you Edomites, starting off with your elite bankers, on down to the average so-called white man, and white woman and child. You know, y'all are the end of the world, man. And that word world right there means age, man. Y'all the end of this age, man. Y'all we got so much catastrophe taking place, man. So much confusion, man. Homosexuality, poisoning the food, the water. The people mindset wicked, man. You know, they doing all type of evil, man. Why? Because we at the end of this wicked age, man. This wicked kingdom is ruled by your elites, starting off with your elites, man. That push all this wickedness, man. And Jacob is the one that followed after your kingdom. Why? Because Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to come back and destroy the so-called white man kingdom and bring down the rest of these heathens that's with him. And he's going to set up the nation of Israel, man, starting off with the elect. But 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed for following the so-called white man system and not trusting in their power. But the Lord going to have it when they're only the elect. At that time, it's going to be the one that's going to rule over the rest of the heathens when Yahweh shall come back, man. That's the word to follow, man. So it ain't going to be a time when these missiles going to be shot off and all mankind going to be destroyed and the earth going to be destroyed, the animals and everything going to be destroyed, and they're going to be the end of an exist of life, man. You know, the Lord don't have it like that, how these people thinking that, thinking at the end of the world, meaning the whole earth going to be destroyed, everything going to blow up, and ain't going to be no more existence of people living, man. No, it's going to be a transition, man. It's going to be a transition of Yahweh Shah coming back from the heavens, man, that came his earth, that he claimed the earth that he created, and his people who he chosen, man. That's going to be the next world that come after this kingdom.
Right. This is Genesis 25 and verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. The Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceded.
Yeah.
Verse 22. And their children struggled together within her.
So this is going into the story about, not with the story and the prophecies about Jacob and Esau, man. You know, that Isaac and Rebekah had, man. Because so the Lord said, the scripture said that the children were struggling in her womb because they were fighting, man. Basically, they were fighting for position and rulership since then, because the Lord had it that way, you know, through the Spirit that He set up, you know, the two to go against each other, man, Esau and Jacob, which is going to be later on the nations, man, going against each other. Continue on.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thou? This. Why am I this? And she went in to inquire of the Lord. 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
So you know, they're showing you that the 2 nations, the 2 children, how it gonna be like 2 nations in the woman's womb? Because nations is a gather of people, man. So that's showing you right there, just going into later on through, you know, from that time through the end time with prophecies, that these two men were gonna be a vast nation of having, you know, children, man, amount of offsprings, man. All the Lord said 2 nations are in their womb, in which Esau is the so-called white man, which is Esau. He are the nations of the white people, man, the Edomites. And Jacob are the nation, the father of the nations of the Negro, Latino, and Native American, man, the Israelites.
And it said, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 manner of people shall be separated for thy vows.
That's it. Two manner of people, meaning two different types of people, man. That's why you see the so-called white man. You got that, that no melanin. He got no soul, like no spice to himself, man. They claim, they're low life people, man. They dumb, and they end up with wickedness, man. But that's how the Lord set them up, man. And Jacob, you see us, man. We more, well, the scripture gonna get into it,
Okay.
but you keep on reading, it'll break it down.
Okay. Continue on. And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
And the one people stronger than the other, meaning, we're gonna be better than the so-called white man. That's why you see us in the, on top of the entertainment world, the sports world. We the best rappers, singers, actors. Most people, better, sports players are better in anything that we do, man. Jake is better, talent-wise, man, and mental wise, man. Cause what make the so-called white man so great, what make him so-called smart, is the technology that he got, man. But back then, Jake, we were ruling during the Dark Ages. We ruled the Dark Ages. We ain't had no technology, man. And look how vast our kingdom was. So look how vast we was when we were in Israel, man. So what make the so-called white man great today is technology. And back then, what make the so-called white man during the time of Greek and Rome, what make him so his kingdom back then so good that he had jakes in his kingdom, man, that was performing it and keeping his kingdom going. Just like how you got Jake today, Negro, Latinos, Native Americans today, and keep America going, man. Cause we work all the jobs, we come up with all the inventions, but the so-called white man take them, man, and make them unto himself, man.
Take all the credit. Continue on. Oh yeah. And continue on. And the elder should serve the younger.
So the elder, meaning Esau, which came out first, is going to serve the younger man, which the younger is Jacob, man. So you so-called white people going to serve the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans in the kingdom to come, man. It's the nation of Israel. Y'all going to serve us in our kingdom, man. The reason why we under captivity under y'all now, because the Lord put us in captivity for our rebellious against the law, statute, commandments that He gave unto us, man. Following after the ways of the heathens, following these false gods, man, these idols, man. But the Lord had a remit that He chose unto Himself, that He's going to deliver, man, and set up the kingdom through them. They're going to bring the 2/3 back through them, man, in the kingdom through the seed, man. So that's how the Lord set it up, man. Because the Lord haven't forgotten about Jacob, man. His promise was only to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. And to the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, the Israelites, man. So you so-called white people, y'all living it up now, thinking that nothing going to happen, that the Lord is not going to come back and bring y'all kingdom down. And thinking that the Lord look like y'all, man, or y'all the chosen people, man. But the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, is going to disappoint y'all when He return, man.
That's right.
When He return.
Continue.
That it. So get on. Somebody get Proverbs 29 and stuff with 2. But basically, man, like I said, we getting into how the downfall of the so-called white man, which are the Edomites, man, and the uprising of Jacob, man, Israel, man, which are the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. Man. We getting into, how the Lord, basically Esau versus Jacob, man. That's what it's gonna be, man. Negro, Latino, Native Americans taking on the so-called white man. And we're gonna take them down, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. So that's what we getting into, man. How the Lord gonna take down the so-called white man, the Edomites, and raise up Israel, man, the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man.
This is Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And when the wicked bearing rule, the people mourning.
So that's what you see now, man. The Lord say, when the wicked, when the righteous is ruling, basically, the people rejoice, man. And so when we rule, The reason why the majority of the people gonna be rejoicing, especially the Negro, Latino, Native American, because we're gonna have the law, statutes, and commandments established, man. We're gonna be pushing the law, man. We're gonna be keeping the law. You know, we ain't gonna be no idol worship, man. Ain't gonna be no homosexuality. Ain't gonna be no witchcraft, no drugs, man. Ain't gonna be no GMO food, fluoride, water, man. You know, poisoning in the air, man. Ain't gonna be no raping the lands from their resources, man. You know, we gonna have everything in righteous, man. Doing everything in righteous, man. One thing that these heathens gonna have to look forward to a hardcore slavery, man. There ain't gonna be a point of time when we get rid of these so-called white people, man. After 1,000 years, because the so-called white people, the Edomites, are going to slavery with the rest of these heathens for 1,000 years. And after that 1,000-year period of them being in captivity, we're going to get rid of the so-called white man and his nation, man, the so-called white nation, the white people, man, the Edomites, man. We're going to destroy them from off the face of the earth. And these other heathen nations, like the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, the Africans, they're going to be still there. We're not going to destroy them. One thing about it, they're just going to have to follow the law, statutes, commandments that we're going to have set up, man. And they're going to have to obey our law, statutes, commandments. So they're going to be even rejoice, man, when we're in rulership, man. Because there's going to be a point of time, man, when the so-called white man be put it down. There ain't going to be no more this mourning, man. Now we seeing the people mourning now, man. They want to come against the so-called white man because we destroying the earth and their habitations, man. That's why they say when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. That's why you see these people, the world at such a rate, everybody want to go to war, man. People suffering and ready to fight, man, because the so-called white man is starting off with the elites, man. The Illuminati, the secret, the ones with the secret was, what they call this, secret society, that rule everything. They the one that got the people upset and mourning, man.
Continue.
That it. Somebody get so you get Proverbs 75:7.
This is the book of Proverbs. You said chapter 5?
75.
Psalms?
Yeah, Psalms. The Psalms, that's a lot. Psalms 75 and 7.
This is book of Psalms 75 verse 7. But the Most High Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. And that's going into basically how he put Esau on a high, man. He got Esau in rulership, and it goes back to Job 9:24. The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked, and the wicked is Esau, and the earth was given unto by Satan, but through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, allowing Satan to give him that domain, that little rulership of power, and for only for a little short period of time, so we can know the righteous and the wicked, and Esau is the wicked, and being under this society is like real vexation. So like I said, it's a punishment being under a heathen nation. That's the lowest of the heathen nations at that, and that's, like I said, a learning experience.
Because you in the spirit, man, you in the right spirit, man. We know that being the nation of Israel, man, the Lord set us up to be righteous, man. So that's why we vex when we see all this wickedness, and we see 2/3 of our people not following the ways of righteousness, but want to do the wicked, man. Because the Lord set us up to be righteous, man. So it vexes us when we see all this wickedness going on, and 2/3 of our people just want to go along with it, man. Go along with the heathen and want to live it up in this wicked kingdom, man. All the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy them, man, for their non-belief and their disobedience, man. Read it again.
Psalms chapter 75 verse 7. But the Most High Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and set up another.
So the Lord is the ones that set up these kingdoms, man, and how the brother going into right now, the Edomites, the so-called white people, starting off with the elites. Y'all the one that the Lord put in power, man. But he gonna take y'all out of power, and he gonna put up another represent, and he gonna put the nation of Israel in power next, man. Not the Chinese, the Japanese, or the Russians, all these other countries that think because America falling and their economy is on an uprising, and they start to look like a superpower. They think they gonna rule next, man. But Yahushua coming back to put them in slavery also, man.
That's
and
right.
put the Negro, Latino, Native Americans on top, man. The ones that they call look down upon, man. The poor, the low, man. The insignificant ones, man. The ones that don't matter, man. Cause all these heathens look down upon the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. They don't think that we don't have no rightful or right to live or own nothing, man. They just look at us as just being slaves and workers for them, man. But the Lord's gonna come back and switch it up, man. He gonna turn the opposite on them, man. He gonna make us the rulers and the kings, and they're gonna be the slaves and the servants, man.
That's right,
which
man.
they supposed to be, man. The heathens was made to be under us, man, and we supposed to be on top, man. But like I said, through our rebellious, and the Lord, bringing us down low so He can show us what wicked is and what righteousness is, man. So this all this is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that He got to set up. That right now the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans are on the bottom, and these heathens on top of us, man. But the Lord is going to put us over them, man. How the brother read just now, man. And He don't want to control the kingdoms, man. The kings who's in the ruler seat, who's gonna be in the ruler power.
I got a precept.
Gonna come.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflicted thee, which is I believe the heathen nations. But I will put it in the hand of them that afflicted thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over. And that like I said, basically going in how the heathen nations look down upon us and walk, really walk over us, because nobody really, going back to Psalms, I believe 82, every heathen nation was in an alliance to take down the nation of Israel. Nobody really wept or try to plead a cause for Israel. Book of Isaiah chapter 51, verse 2.
23. So you could have started at 51. I'm gonna read this one, same chapter. This is book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 1. Verse 4. Hearken unto me, my people. Give an ear unto me, O my nation, for the law shall proceed from me. I will make my judgment to the rest of the light of the people. My righteousness is near. My salvation is gone forth, and my arm should judge the people. The owl shall wait upon me, and on my arm shall they trust.
So that's what the Lord talking about, salvation, man. The Lord, it's not going to fail, man. Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua got it set up, man, that He going to save the nation of Israel, man, starting off with the elect, man. Next week, get into, I'm going to get on Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. So the time gonna come, man. The Lord is gonna punish you so-called elites, man. The kings that are on high, man. The elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all the elites amongst the Chinese, the Japanese, the Africans, the Arabs, man. The Lord's coming back to punish y'all, man. And where He gonna punish y'all is putting y'all in slavery by the hand of His people, Israel, man. The Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. They shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days there shall be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, and the Lord a host shall reign in Mount Zion in Jerusalem, and before His ancient gloriness. So they're talking about all that knowledge, that technology that these heathen nations think they have, man. And the Lord's gonna come back and put them in slavery and take all that knowledge away from them, man. And they're going to have to learn the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. They're going to have to leave off away from that heathenistic customs that they follow and believe in. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua going to make them follow the law, statute, commandments, man, through the rulership of his people Israel, man. Somebody get Ezekiel 25 and start at 12. So basically, then we're going to be talking about the downfall of Esau and these so-called white people and the uprising of Israel, man, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and how the Lord is going to do it, man. The transition of the power is going to be by force, man, by violence, man, by war, man. Us, the so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans, fighting against the so-called white people and the rest of these heathen nations, man. And the main enemy being the so-called white man, the Edomites, man.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, Salaki. This is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh powers, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Verse 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it.
So the Lord said, since Esau, which are you so-called white people, man, came up against Judah, which are the so-called Negroes here today in America and throughout the whole entire earth, man. That represent the Negroes. Judah is from the tribe, the Negroes is from the tribe of Judah, man. They are the true Jews today, man. Y'all took a vengeance against us when you put us in slavery, man. Having us hung, castrating us, sicking us, feeding us the dogs and alligators, man. And breaking up our family, man. Straight, slaughtering us, man. To this now, man, how you got the court system against Judah, man. All these so-called laws that y'all pushing against Judah, to get them locked up, man. Have them on all type of government papers and stuff, man. Child support, all type of agendas that y'all got set up against the so-called Negroes, man. And you full up with all these prison houses, man. These jails and these prisons, man. Majority of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So the Lord said, since y'all took y'all vengeance amongst Judah, Edom did against Judah, man, the Lord is going to stretch out his hand against y'all, man. And his hand represents power, man. And he's going to cut off basically all your existence, man. All the things that y'all love so much, just y'all riches and all that, the Lord is going to take it away from y'all, man. You so-called white people.
And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
The Lord is going to destroy this kingdom, Esau kingdom, by the sword, representing nuclear missiles, man. That was going to really, destroy America, kind of put a major dent into y'all so-called white people rulership, man, of nuclear missiles, man. But ultimately, the Lord Yahushua, when he come back, he gonna finish it off, man. Putting y'all in slavery, man.
Verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
So the Lord gonna set up the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, the Israelites, man. And he gonna lay his vengeance upon Edom, these so-called white people, by the hands of his people, man. The Lord gonna raise his people up to come against y'all, just like he at the time he had set y'all up to come against us, man, for our rebellions against him, man. But the Lord having mercy on Jacob, and now it's time for you so-called white people, man, you Edomites, to catch hell, man, and deserve your punishment for all the wickedness that you was doing for all these years, man, all these centuries, man, against the children of Israel and the earth, and against Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh powers.
Yeah, so, the Lord gonna, have his fury and his anger on us, man. Cause we in this flesh, man. We ain't even angry enough. We upset and we don't, we dislike the so-called white man and the rest of these heathen nations. But it ain't even to the point that, you know, we just can't do nothing about it right now because we in the flesh, it ain't in the time, man. We still, you know, serving our punishment. But when the Lord, you know, put his fury, his anger on us, he raise us up, man, we're going to get spiritual power, man. And we're going to do the Lord vengeance against you so-called white people and you heathens, man. Because you heathens, know, the so-called white men, these heathens, know, they got they army, man. They got a military, they got tanks, you know, guns. You know, they got all type of fighter jets, man, all type of weaponry, super soldier suits, man. You know, that the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans here, we don't have, man. We don't have none of that stuff, man. But the Lord going to raise his elect up and give this man that spiritual power that going to destroy all these things that these heathens military have, man. That is on that.
Like I said, also, man, heathens also play a part in too, man. When during the time of slavery, also, man. So they're gonna get punished for that, for what they done to the our people, well, most of our people.
Yeah, the heathens, you know, especially the Arabs and the Africans, man. You know, they was the ones that, you know, that what they call it, a trade, a slave trade. You know, because they the ones who sold us to the so-called white men, right. White people over here to America, man. You know, off the shores of the west coast of Africa and from Europe, man. You know, they the ones that gather us up, you know, and put us in the so-called white man hand, man. So Lord is not only just gonna punish the so-called white man, but He's gonna get you Africans, you know, you Arabs, you Chinese, you Japanese, all y'all heathens that had a downfall in the nation to the nation of Israel and come into captivity. You know, the Lord will punish y'all also, man. Cause all y'all, once upon a time, all y'all nation had the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans in captivity, man. And the reason why y'all such against us, because the point of time we've been in rulership in Israel, we brought hell to y'all, man. We had y'all in captivity, man. Y'all had to been under us, man. So for all that old hatred that y'all have, you know, since the Lord put us down, brought us down, y'all rejoice, man. And y'all continually, you know, want to keep us down as a nation. But y'all forgotten that we are the Lord's chosen people. And upon the time gonna come, that Lord gonna set us up again.
That's right.
We get on Ezekiel 35. Start off at 1. You'll start off at 5. Go ahead, start off at 5.
This is Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hearted hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
So this been talking about Esau, man. Lord, you had a perpetual hatred against the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. You so-called white people. You know, the Lord, you know, y'all slayed us by the sword. The sword means destruction, man. You know, y'all actually cut us up with the sword, man. Shot us down, hung us, hit us with all type of disease warfare, man. So the Lord is going to pay y'all back for that, man, what y'all done unto the chosen people. Because the Lord said, those that touch Israel touch the apple of his eye, man. And the Lord said it's a righteous thing to recompense those that trouble us, man.
Continue on. In that time of their iniquity had an end.
So even at the end, because this supposed to be the so-called white man say that we're supposed to be from slavery, man. We're not in the, you know, they say Abraham Lincoln freed us from the from slavery, which he did not but transist the power of the ownership from the slaves, from the state to the government, man. That's all he did. That's all we starting to see. That's all we got mostly, but the government running things, man. We just slaves of the government, man, and still slaves under the state, because we still got to pay taxes to the state and the government, man. You know, so we still here in slavery, although they say our slavery had an end, and we still being gunned down. You know, they ain't let us go back to our land, which they control it. They ain't let us go back. We can't leave on our own. You got to get a passport. You got to have a driver license. You still got to pay bills. You still got to pay, you know, got to pay taxes. You know, you can't set up your own land. You know, you can't, you know, set up your own food and stuff. They tax you on that. They take stuff from us, man. You know, so we still in captivity, man, for those that think that we are free, man. You know, and so at the time that at the end of our captivity, supposed to be free. They still putting hell on us still.
Verse 6. This is Ezekiel 35, verse 6. Therefore I will live, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, power. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall I pursue thee. Said thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall be pursued thee.
And so the Lord said, since the so-called white man, you Edomites, man, since y'all like blood and didn't hate it, man, the blood can pursue y'all, man. So the Lord gonna bring judgment on y'all, and y'all will be slaughtered, man. And the Lord said, this saying in the world mean karma mean what goes around comes around, man. So they're coming back on y'all heathens, man. That's why you seeing the so-called white man at such as a low rate right now, man. They the most ones on drugs, man. They losing their jobs, man. They committing suicide at an all-time high. Because the Lord visiting the iniquities of Edom, man. These so-called white people, man. And He about to bring judgment upon y'all, man. And set up the people who y'all been bringing hell upon, set them up to put hell on y'all, man. That's it on that. Anybody got more precepts?
I got Michael. Yeah, I got Michael.
I got some more precepts. I got some more precepts to bring out. We get somebody get I get what precept we say you have?
Michael.
What read it real quick.
This is Micah 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
So the elites, man, they sit up, in the morning, they sit up all night, wake up in the morning, man, trying to find ways to keep, the people oppressed, man. They come up with all these plans, different agendas, man. More ways to, to better their military, man. Mainly to keep the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans down, man.
I got one.
I'll keep reading.
Second verse.
Verse 2. And they convert fields and take them by violence.
So now the so-called white man movement, the way he, got all these lands, he took them by violence, man, by his military, by the force of the sword, man, by his sweet words, man, going in there telling the people, if you follow my system, do business with me, you're gonna live good, man. But once he do that, man, basically he put that country in debt, and now they're owners to them, to the so-called elites, man. So that's what he's doing, man. Take these villages, and these people countries by land, man. Look how he got America, Israel, Europe, Africa, Asia, man. So that the MO of the so-called white man, the Lord said the thief come not but to steal, rob, and and kill, man. But that all the so-called white man know how to do, man. That all there's vitamin in him to do, man, to do wickedness, man. Continue on.
And houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
So that's what they do, man. They oppress these nations, man. Even the custom that these other nations got, man, they go in there and change it up, man. Why you think now you starting to see the Chinese wear suits, man? The Arabs wearing suits. All these other foreign countries wearing suits, man. They're trying to live just like the so-called white man, man. But they want to be juiced in with them, man. But Lord as they know, man, the so-called white man, the elites, man. And the rest of these Edomites, these white people are losing their power, man.
And that main man and his heritage is talking about Israel, because that when you got them fake, them Amalekites, and them fake Khazars, man, them Jew rats, man. Them not the children of the Most High. Here the children, I know our people fucked up, but it's like some of our people, like in the spirit, like know the right thing to do. Even though they wicked as all hell, even something in their spirit letting them know like, hey man, it's kind of bad. I need to stop this shit. I need to change. I need to do this. I need to do that. But here the white man, it's just straight wickedness. All he think about is evil, evil, evil. And I got a precept.
Cause they took our land, man. They, like our brother said, man, we the main people they oppressed and took our heritage, man. They took our land. They took our nationality, calling these up the Israelites, man, or the Israelis, man. You know, but they are not, man. They are, like brother said, man, they from the tribe Amalek, man. They are Khazars, man. They from one of the sons of Edom, man.
And it's crazy because they got books on them, man. They got the Khazar Empire, and they got other books talking, basically preferring and basically edifying about the so-called white man being Edom, Esau.
With the other book called Esau. Esau is Rome.
Yeah, Esau is Rome, and America is Rome all over again, man. They got everything like Rome, the infrastructure, the sports, going to the coliseums, the entertainment, colleges, all that, man.
The Eagle.
Yep, the Eagle. Go back to Greece and Rome, because all of it was run by so-called white men.
The Roman numbers and all that.
Fine. And I got a precept. This is Psalms 55, verse. I'm gonna start at 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. And this every little treaty or covenant that Esau, the so-called white man, make, they break it. They're not trustworthy. They're like the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy. They can't be trusted. Just like the main thing that happened with Gad, Reuben, mainly with Gad, because Gad really had put trust in the so-called white man. They took him in, tried to, help him out, and that's how that's the spirit of an Israelite, because we are loving and caring, merciful people, man. And with that being said,
especially to the heathen.
Con.
People love murdering each other, but like the brother said, we are caring people. That's part of the curses, but our people love being careful, showing care to the point that you cross them or something. They only they'll
get you.
They'll come up, but especially the heathens, man. They love supporting these heathens, man. Because the curse is not for them to go against the heathens right now. Because they mainly want to be against them, but now the Lord got the curses on our people to come against each other. The Lord gonna change all of that.
God. Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, which is his mind, man. Because, like I said, the white man MO is death, rape, rob, and murder, man. All they do is, rob other countries from their resources. And anything they can get their hands on, they're going to take. And they're going to do it deceitfully, man. They're going to creep in, thinking, oh, I think this way should work. It'll go smoothly. But in all actuality, man, it's a wicked thing, man. It's leading them astray. And it's either leading them, like, further debt, because that's like with the economy. That's why all these countries is leaving the American dollar, because they realize it's worse. It has worsened their economy, and further putting them in a debt. And basically, when they drink that wine, which means philosophies, and take on the so-called customs and certain agendas, certain agendas that the so-called white man Esau want to put on these other nations. Finishing off. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawing swords. It's always something with the so-called white man. He can't never be trusted. He may be acting like your friend then. Like you could tell Esau is a fucking devil, because he always had that little smirk. And I know me personally, I see that shit every day when I'm at work, man. Like they'll just do a little grim looking smirk, and then have a straight face after that, like a straight hatred face. And I can tell, like, they got that hatred, man. And 2/3, man. They gotta learn.
You're gonna learn the hard way when you learn. So-called white men bring that martial law on them. You never can trust the so-called white man, man. That's what they're gonna get now, man. They're trusting in the system. Esau got the whole system geared up against them, man. But like I said, that he did to Gad, man. Gad, the Native American Indians, they say that Esau came talk with a fourth tongue, man. Yes, you know, he had over 500 peace treaties with the Native Americans, and he broke all of them. So now they got the land, man. They took the Native Americans' land and put them on reservations, man. They had, you know, they had treaties sometimes that Native Americans supposed to go meet up with the, you know, the U.S. cavalry and talk things out. And while the so-called white man, you know, and the Native Americans supposed to be meeting there, man, they poisoning the food and the water, man. And why they supposed to have peace treaty? And the Native Americans, you know, thinking that they, you know, done came to an agreement of peace. And they go eat the food and drink the wine, and they kill them, man, by poisoning them, by the food and the wine, man. And shooting the rest of them, shooting the rest of the Native Americans, you know, taking them out, man, while they got them, you know, while they let their guards down. So Yahweh Shem Yahshua gonna pay back these devils for all their wickedness that they done against the children of Israel, man. I got one right here. This and now, you know, the time coming when the Lord gonna raise up, you know, the nation of Israel, man, starting off with the elect, man, with that power, man. And that our defense, man, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man. We ain't gonna need no weaponry. Even though we gonna be able to use a sword or something, but we ain't gonna need no guns and no fighter jets and no tanks and stuff, super soldier suits to fight against the so-called white man in these heathen nations, man. The Lord gonna make us the weapon, man. This is Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the branches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. So the Lord gonna raise us up, man, just like in the time of David, and he had his mighty men, and Israel was on top, man, and we was the mighty warriors. The Lord said he's gonna build us up as in the days of old, man. So the Lord gonna raise up the house of David again, man, and give him that power, man, to conquer our enemy. Verse 12. They may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen which are called by my name, say Yahweh, that doeth this. So you know the Lord, time will come, man, that we gonna possess the remnant of Edom, meaning after the destruction of America, man, only a little bit of Edomites gonna be left, mainly over there in Europe, man, which are where your elites are at, man. And we gonna possess y'all, man. We gonna come and pull you out of your bunkers, man, from out of your hiding places. And we're going to have that power, man. We're going to throw y'all in slavery, man, right along with the rest of the heathens, man. Somebody get you can get that. Somebody hold Zechariah 9 and 13. You gonna get it.
This is Proverbs 21 and 1. The keen heart is the hand of the Lord. Is in the hand of the Lord. And the rivers of water he turn it whatsoever he will. Every way of a man in his own eyes, every way of a man is right in his own eyes.
The counsel of the Lord, he's saying the king's heart, meaning his mind. The Lord controls the king's mind, man. So the Lord is one like to set up the so-called white man. But the time will come, he's gonna bring them down, man, and have these other nations, which that Lord controlled on, shoot their missiles on America, and go to war with the so-called white men, Edomites, man. I see, that on that.
Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 13. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece.
The counsel, the time will come, the Lord gonna raise up Judah and Ephraim. And Judah represents the southern kingdom, the Negroes, Haitians, and Jamaicans. And the northern kingdom represented by Ephraim and the Puerto Ricans, the Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, the Dominicans. Basically, he's gonna raise us up, man, with starting off with the elite, with that spirit, the elect, especially with that spiritual power, man, to take these heathens down, man. The Greece, which represent you Edomites, man. You know, Lord gonna set us up, man. You keep going.
And made thee as the sword of a mighty man.
So the Lord gonna make us the weapon, man. You know, he ain't see, you know, we gonna need guns or tanks or fighter jets, man. He gonna make us the weapon, man. Just like how you see Superman and these, you know, Marvel comics, you know, the Justice League. You know, the Lord gonna give us that spiritual power, man. And we gonna be that the way, one of the ways we gonna take down our enemy, man. We get on Zechariah 12 and 9. You know, start off at 8. Yeah, a little bit more than that, that's it. I think that should be. Yeah.
Nigga, this is Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah define the inhabitation. Defend the inhabitant of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble. And he that is feeble among them at the day, among them at that day shall be as David.
So the weakest man that, you know, that's in this, that might be like in this, you know, in this truth, the Lord say, you know, the most, you know, feeble, all us feeble, man. He gonna make us as the day as King David, man. So, you know, every man gonna be like, you know, when you know about King David was a mighty man. You know, he had the ability, you know, to bend steel. You know, he had the ability to, you know, to run fast, to leap high, jump over walls, man. You know, so the Lord gonna give his men that same power like David, even better, man, and more, man, in the times that we in. You know, we gonna need the power to fight against the so-called white man army and the rest of these heathens, man, and their military.
And the house of David shall be as power as the angel of the Lord Yahweh Sheba Shah before them.
Let me say the house of David, man. Because the elect is compared to the house of David, man. That's the house of David, man. You know, and the Lord said that he gonna give his elect man that power, man. We gonna be like an angel, man, before him, man. So the Lord gonna make us like Superman to fight against these so-called so-called white men, these heathens, military when they come in against us. Man. We still got that on.
You had that precept Amos 9 and 11. We had read it. In that day I shall rise up.
Yeah, I read that.
Okay, we want me
yeah, they want it.
Isaiah, I got 13 and 12. And then I also got 40 and 31.
Enemy coming as a flood.
59 and 19.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, which the west is the western hemisphere that we're living in today, which is known as America, because this is going to be the main deliverance taking place in America. Because, you know, America is really like that plot on how they really took down the nation of Israel and how they really oppressed us in this land.
The Lord said we're going to fear his name, man. So we got, man, one of the ways, man, we knew the name, we got the name of the Lord here in America, man. It started off over here in America. You know, through the apostles, the elders, Great Millstone, and from there, apostles, the elders, you know, Ariel, and, you know, King Marshall, you know, elder high priest, Yahweh, that taught our apostles and their elders, man, on down to us, man. The name, it started over here, man, in the Western Hemisphere.
And his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall lift up a standard against him.
So, you know, when the enemy come in as a flood, meaning when they come in with their military and martial law troops, man, the Lord gonna lift up that standard. Meaning to make them flee, man. Yeah. The way they're gonna flee is by that spiritual power, man. The Lord say our enemy gonna come in one way, and they're gonna flee seven different ways, man. So you need to think about, you know, these military, when they come in that military form, they all of them come in that one way, man. You know, coming out one accord. But when the Lord raises men over that spiritual power, man, they're gonna be scattering, man. We're gonna chase them, man. Because the Lord say 5 shall chase 100, 100 shall chase 1,000. So there's gonna be a small amount of brothers that's going to have spiritual power putting a fleet of these heathens to run, man, when the Lord raises men up.
I got a precept right here. This is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, which is be able to fly, and shall run and not be weary. We're gonna be able to run like Flash, man. We won't get tired and run super duper fast. And they shall walk and not faint. Basically, we're gonna be in our strength, man. We're gonna have that spiritual power that the Lord is gonna give us. You know, the chosen elect men that's gonna receive the spiritual power. But some gonna have to be martyrs for in this truth. But the good thing about being a martyr, you're gonna be the first one being risen up. You know, the dead shall rise first, man. And Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Yeah, that's it. And shall walk in that.
Yeah, so the Lord basically going to give us that ultimate strength, man. And we ain't going to never fall, man, because our power is an everlasting power, man. So when the Lord raises us up, man, we're going to have the Spirit of the Lord on us. And the Lord don't die, man. You know, the Lord is unlimited, man. So we ain't going to be able to die or get weak, man. You know. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, say Yahweh, until the day that I rise up against the prey. So we got to wait on the Lord, man, until the day he rises up against the prey, man. And we just can't go do things of our own, man. Like you got some of these Israelite camps trying to form a military, man, so they can fight against the so-called white man, the Edomites military. When the sword and the military, the gun was Esau's blessing, man. You know, so our blessing is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we're having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And what's going to come with that is spiritual power, man. So, but we got to wait upon the Lord, man. For my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So we waiting on the Lord, man, until he to gather these nations to fight in World War III. So that's a sign right there showing that the Lord is near. It's showing you that the Lord is about to give this man that spiritual power, man. Because we waiting, man. And once this war really pop off, man, then when the Lord gonna raise up his men to help, you know, to defend, to give them, you know, defend us and keep us from the disasters and the trials and tribulations that's gonna take place here in America and across the world, man.
What I'm saying, knowing the name itself is like spiritual power, man.
It is kind of spiritual power, because the Lord is the top power, man. And the Most High name, Yahweh, His Son, Yahweh Shai, that power within itself, because they the creators of the power, man. And the whole thing existed, man. So on a low level, man, we know knowing the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in true sincerity, man, we have power, man. You know, knowing the breakdowns of these scriptures, man. Because you got to have a Holy Spirit and to know this power, man. So it's kind of like we got spiritual power now, knowing these scriptures, man, and understanding these scriptures, and knowing the times that we in.
I had a quick precept. This is Proverbs 18 and 10. The name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is a strong tower. As the righteousness run into it, it is safe. It is safe.
So, you know, so basically in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who the world called God, and his son Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, man. That's a safe, a strong tower for us, man. That we strongly believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, if we know that name, man, because we had plenty, you know, testimony that, you know, times that we've been in a jam or a certain tough situation, man. We pray to the Lord, and we pray, call upon them names, man, and He deliver us, man. You know, and always have mercy on us and deliver us out of certain situations. So how much more the time when we really need the name of the Lord and have faith in the name of the Lord, when we need to call upon Him for help when all hell breaks loose, man. You know, so we gotta have faith and keep believing in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. and keep doing His will, man. You know. And then y'all brothers, y'all got anything to say? So you know, basically, man, that's our lesson, man. You know, praying that this video, man, this lesson been edifying. You know, till the next time, we gonna give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well, in the truth and sincerity in the ministry of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And Shalom to the Akim, the house of David, man. By Alf Dawadah, the brothers that's on the highways and byways, man. The elect, man. Shalom.
Shalom.